Welcome back, you sussy bakas, to Ancestors the Humankind Odyssey. So, I've made it back to the tunnel entrance, or tunnel mouth oasis, and I'm going to mark it off. For some reason it didn't mark off the first time, and I've got a mission in mind today. Our growth is more or less entirely dependent upon our mutations, and we're not averaging that many mutations per generation, but I know a way to accelerate that. So let's see, what is this? Blah, 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 blah. Sure. I know a way to accelerate our mutation rates. So, in order to do that, I've first got to trigger an event. So I'm going to real quick grab a stick, make it a stick, and we're going to be heading this direction out of camp. Now, I've got a lot more work to do to make this camp, up to my standards, but for right now, it's going to suffice if we leave it just like that. So I'm leaving very early in the morning, and I'm going to make a quick stop right here, drop the stick, and I'm going to grab 2 of these stones. These gray rocks are basalt, and immediately sniff them, because then you can use as weapon. Now, the basalt makes, in my opinion, the best rock item in the game, the Basalt Chopper. So I'm going to craft a couple of those here. Oh! That's an interesting one. So, ooh. Oh, not doing so hot, huh? Ah! Piss off. Alright. So, basically, the stalker appeared over by that black one, and I'm gonna just try and scare his ass off, because he's really harshing my mellow here. Where are you, bro? Oh. Alright, I guess I better sort this out. Bonk. Alright. Sawed off. Okay, so essentially the stalker appeared over by this known nest of a black Machiridus that's pretty much always located there, and they came to a disagreement. That's fun when that happens. Unfortunately, the stalker did not die. But I managed to scare him off just a little bit. So this is the Basalt Chopper. Give it a sniff. And I consider the Basalt Chopper to be the best stone tool in the game. Even better than the Obsidian Scraper. It does more damage, it's a lot more effective at stripping branches, and the only thing it doesn't do better than the Obsidian Scraper is butchering, but honestly it does it well enough so that I don't feel like carrying around an Obsidian Scraper is all that important to do. Now, I'm going to leave one here, but note that this spot right here, which is right next to our home, is a perfect spot for basalt. It spawns basalt every generation, so even if you make a bunch of choppers and leave it here, then, the basalt stones will have regenerated. So you can make infinite basalt choppers. Excellent. So I'm heading out in this direction because there is a point that I want to get to. That point right there. So, some things to be aware of in this direction. First off, make a brief little stop by this tree here, because the tree has a whole bunch of something in it. And it's actually a pretty good something, so I'm going to go ahead and climb up there and grab one so I can sniff it and recognize it in the future. Grab and sniff. And these are the African Kasturi mangoes. They're okay food, and I'm going to eat at least one. They're good food for restoring hunger and thirst. And if you run across a hungry or a thirsty outsider, it can be used to cure both of those ailments. However, if you eat too much of it, you can get sick. Now right here, we may notice something. If we go over to sound, there is a strange creature there. We don't know what it is yet. I know what it is. Let's identify, and it is Big Snack, the African rock python. Now that African rock python is sitting on something that I want, so I'm going to go ahead and challenge him. First, let's try intimidating. You can only intimidate while you are in alert status. Basically, like this, when your eye is turned yellow-orange, you can intimidate when you are in that status. Cannot intimidate at any other point. Now, I'm going to drop these two things here because in this nest... eggs! And I actually want these eggs. I'm not going to eat them right now, but I am going to gather them up. I'm going to put 2 eggs here. Make a little stack out of it. Once you put something down, you can put another thing down on top of it to make a stack. And I'm doing this now because when I change a generation, that snake is going to be back. Those eggs are going to be back, but this little egg pile that I've made is still going to be there. So 4 eggs for the price of 1. Good times. As long as I'm over here, let me also check this out. This is my absolute favorite food in the game, bar none. It is the yam. Yam is the root type of food, and you get a good bunch of bites out of this yam. Good 6 bites. And yams, being the root kind of food, will never make you sick. They're very filling, very nutritious, and just in general, they're great. I usually stockpile them, but we'll get to stockpiling later. There's no sense, while I'm on a journey, not stopping and discovering things. So I'm going to do that. This is a liftable rock. You have to have a stick or pointed stick. And just like with anything, you press and hold until you have got the green. I'm going to sniff this mushroom. But I'm not going to eat it. I'm not prepared yet to eat mushroom. Very, very close. But there's some things I want to do before I reach that point. So where we're trying to get is up there. That means we're going to be doing a significant amount of climbing. There's some obsidian here, but honestly there are better places for obsidian, and frankly, obsidian is not the greatest rock. Let's go ahead and start doing our thing, however. We gotta conquer that fear. And conquering the fear is, of course, going to fill up our neural energy meter. If you kind of hear that little wah, 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 that again is a precious stone nearby. I don't want it right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and proceed to conquer my fear. Just by the way, if you can't conquer your fear, you can go back towards that really white dot. But, you know, as long as you put a little bit of hustle on it, then you can make it to the fear conquering one. There goes my neuronal energy, swelling up. And I just earned a motricity. Now there is another snack pit right here. The hatching grounds for snack. Honestly, I'm going to leave him be for the time being. But up there is where we need to go, and this is going to be a bit of a challenge. Where you see these little horizontal ridges, that's not really climbable. And we don't have a very good endurance for climbing. So you generally want to find a spot where as you go up you can take brief breaks. As you go vertical. So as you can see, this is a bit of a longer stretch, and my stamina is draining pretty quickly. So I want to make it up to this little ledge right here, where I can stand and recatch my breath. But keep going up. Hopefully we'll get the climbing motricity bonus. Rest. Okay. Now we are here. Now as soon as we discover this location properly, that is going to trigger an event. And let's see if we get the cutscene for that event. I'll let that one play out. Rocky Tarn Oasis. This is a key point. Okay? Rocky Tarn Oasis. This is one of several spots on the map that when you discover it, a special event triggers. Aha! You see? Meteors have landed. Now, the Rocky Tarn Oasis will spawn 2 meteors on the map. And you can spot where the meteors are coming from, where they are, by looking at the smoke. So there's one over in that direction, and there's one over in that direction. Meteors are the key to nitro boosting your game. So let's go ahead and hurry back to the hurry back home. You can fall a surprising distance without getting injured, but don't push it. If you turn back towards the cliff enough times and, cling to it, you can arrest your fall. Now we've got to get all the way back to our home base, and from there we will begin the next leg of our journey. I have lost my stick. Hopefully it'll be all right. I'm gonna go grab. I'm gonna go grab actually this this stone here, this precious rock, because it's actually going to be useful for me, I think. Maybe not now, but soon. So I'll join you when I get back to home, unless something exciting happens in between. Okay, we've slept through till morning. And we have got to go ahead and form up a small posse. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the call. Remember, you gotta hold down the clan's call until you see all those dots connected to the circle down there if you want to summon the entire clan. Sometimes they'll all be close enough that they'll join you, sometimes they won't be. But as long as you hold it down, then they'll find their way to you. So we need to take the other 2 males with us here, because they have the babies with them. So you, follow me. And you, follow me. Or wait, maybe the other way around. Okay, sorry. Basically, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss everybody, because that was actually a dumb idea. Okay. End expedition. Or at least I know where everyone is now. So, alright, try this again. Gather up whoever's got the babies. They are going on this journey with you. Now, the journey is, it's going to be a little bit dangerous, but we should be able to survive it. So, start off by, let's fill up our drink meter. Let's get nice and watered up here. Sometimes it'll take a little bit of time for it to start kicking in, but if you're patient, if you wait, and then eventually you'll start to see that meter tick up just a bit. We want to be as healthy and ready to go as possible. It'll take a minute here. Alright, so we've filled up on that. Now I'm going to go grab my Basalt Chopper. Usually, when I'm setting this camp up in particular, I've got a little spot set aside for all of my stuff. So, over here, in this little alcove in this little corner, I place my precious stones. If I have any precious stones to place, that's where they get placed. Over here is going to be where I put my Basalt Choppers. This will be where I'll be putting my pointy sticks once I've crafted them. Now, we haven't eaten yet, but that's okay, we're going to eat. But I am going to stop and real quickly grab a dead branch, and I'm going to convert it to a sharp stick. Unfortunately, as of yet, we do not have the skills in our monkey minds for your followers to be able to defend themselves. So I'm going to be the only one with the weapon. Now, as you can see, I just gained an evolution feat by creating something 5 times or more. Essentially, that's, it's what it is. If you want to get some more evolution feats out, then make the same tools 5 times in a row. Now, our destination is that smoke plume there. It might not be a bad idea to stop off and mud myself up here. Protect myself against lacerations, heat, and being smelt. And that's a metabolism upgrade for some reason. I'm going to go ahead and get my food here from these cot trees. And I know that my partners are going to stop and eat them as well. Just fill up on the cot leaves. They're good stuff. I'm still keeping my Basalt Chopper held in my other hand on account of the fact that a stalker may come out of nowhere and say boogity boogity boo and scratch my brains out. Okay, I think we're full enough and buffed enough. Let's proceed. It's not that far a trip, but there are potential perils along the way. Like, look here. Big snack. I'm going to wait till the guys catch up and then intimidate as a group. Intimidating as a group improves communication. So that's why it's nice to have a couple buddies with you. Now, please be aware your buddies can get into trouble behind you. So maybe every once in a while you stop and make sure they're catching up with you. You'll know they're in trouble if you see their little lines flashing red angrily there, because that means they've gotten attacked by something. So you kind of gotta turn around and hurry back to them and, save their butts. But this particular meteor fell not that far away. It fell in a spot that's close enough that we can probably easily and safely make the journey. Okay, stop for a brief rest. Let the buddies catch up. Proceed. I don't think they can run. I don't think they're capable of running. But we're very close to where the meteor landed. And you kind of want to get to the meteor sooner rather than later. It's not immediately going to happen that the smoke fades, but if you wait too long in game time, the smoke will fade and it's going to be harder to find. So I'm just going to wait here for the dudes to catch up. This is important. When you inspect a meteor, like I'm doing right now, then 2 things happen. Number 1 is that all babies that are with you will suddenly get 2 mutations, unless they've already got 1. Basically, every baby gets 2 mutations total after you visit a meteorite. It won't trigger until you get back to your rest spot, until you get back to the home nest, but basically, I have just triggered that each of these babies will have a total of 2 mutations as soon as I drop them down in the nest. The other thing that happened is that finding a meteorite doubles your reinforcement points. So if you have 6 babies and before you only had 6 reinforcement points, well, now you've got 12. Mind you, if you only have 4 babies that were nearby when you inspected it, then you would only have 8 reinforcement points. So you really want to do it when you're actually full up on babies. And that's why you want to bring all the babies with you. Now, I don't prefer to let them roam wild because I haven't seen it happen all that much, but it is possible for the stalker to pounce a baby, and I don't want that to happen. So let's just get back home safely, and then we will move on to the next step there. Okay, back at the camp, and I'm just going to quickly drop off my tools here. This is where I like to hit up the watering spot, so I like to leave a stick there, and also a rock somewhere nearby. Having a pile of sticks there wouldn't be bad, but this is a good spot to at least have one pointy stick, because A, you could potentially get caught while drinking by the stalker, and B, there are fishing spots in there, and you need a sharpened stick for fishing spots. So, time to drop off the babies, and boom, there's one mutation, and I'm just going to drop them all. You'll see the mutations popping up as we go. Alright, all of them dropped off, and now we've got, 6 mutations for the price of 1. All of these mutations. So let's go into our thing. What's happening? Okay, good. Sometimes you'll get a neuronal ability that just suddenly springs itself. You just automatically get it. So a group intimidation is more effective against any threat. That means that big angry animals are more likely to be scared off when we intimidate them. But that's a nice amount. So we're going to unlock some stuff here. Contextual orthostasis. Basically, you get longer range on your looky-looks. Now you kind of have to unlock that, because that unlocks some further ones there. And this one, that we can stand upright and walk a few meters. That is something that we want, because that leads into something else. Okay, now this one I believe is 2 hands. Yes, carry an item using both hands. Very important. And that's connecting 2 neurons together. Okay, so for the moment, we can't go any further because we haven't trained up our neuronal abilities. Let's pop this. Another in chances of successfully intimidating a threat. We'll go ahead and enhance that. And you notice that that yellow dot right there is what connected over to it. So you need mutations to unlock certain abilities. Let's pop that bubble and shield it against poisoning and injuries for a longer time. Why not? Okay. Excellent. So, we've unlocked a number of things there, and you notice we have 12 enforcements. Alright, 7. So we've got room for... Hold on. We've got room for 5 more reinforcements, and I know precisely what I want to do. So let me just grab up these 2 babies here, and I'm going to dismiss the other 2. This is where the snack eggs come into effect. Because I have decided that I now wish to broaden my diet just a bit. So we're going to do that before we take this next generational change. So just quickly head over here. Grab up rock, because Stalker's still out there somewhere. Grab up stick, and let's go ahead and make ourselves a sharp stick. Seven smashes to go to a 7 smashes to go to a sharpened stick from a dead branch. Let's get one little thing out of the way here. Okay, I'm going to leave the stick just slightly up. No. It's there. Hello, big boy. Let's do it. Oh, baby. Oh, 1-hit kill. Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. So I just killed the stalker. And now we get to inspect its corpse. And we got a matured neuron or 2 out of that. Excellent. Okay, so now that it's dead, we can butcher its carcass. So switch to your sharp rock, either the obsidian scraper or the basalt chopper, and just hold down A until you have chopped this bad boy up. Alright, I'm going to go over here and just kind of put my rock down, because at least from stalkers now, I'm safe. So I'm going to start off by just grabbing out all the meat. I'm going to just pile the meat over here in the water. I actually just want to put all the meat together in one spot. Let's inspect it, because you can't stack it until you've inspected it. Mammal meat. Now, we're not in a position to eat mammal meat safely just yet. But here's another thing you can get from a dead stalker. Some animals will have it. It's the Hardened Bone. Now, Hardened Bone is it's an okay weapon. It's not awesome. It's really good for bonking, but it doesn't do much damage. And some enemies just aren't bonkable. Some animals are so big that you don't have a chance to bonk them. They'll just break your bones. Now you see how the corpse flickered just a little bit there? That means that we've cleaned it out. So we're going to carry. You just press and hold the L1 button to carry a pile. And we're just going to carry these down to the water side. At the moment, it's extremely expensive on the old stamina. Oh god, we gotta deal with this nonsense again. Look, buddy. Okay. Bonk. It wasn't a very good bonk, because I dropped the bone. But it got the message across. Now, that wasn't a stalker. That was not a stalker. That was just a black Machiridus that happened to live near here. Now, it's dark, and I'm not near a sleeping spot, but I should be able to safely lay down here. And I'm just going to sleep through till morning. Okay, nearly 6 a.m., and things are fine. So I'm just leaving that meat in there for the moment. Right here, you're always going to have a bunch of mushrooms. So I'm going to just grab them all up and put them in a pile, because I have goals for these mushrooms. 6 should be enough to do what we want to do here. So put them all in a pile, and there's no sense not picking them up and carrying them, because you can earn neuronal energy from that, and you can also earn neuron maturation. So I'm going to eat the mushroom, and as you can see, I got a little sour belly there. Basically, the sour belly means you're not equipped to digest this food safely yet. So the way around that is, on your first eating of certain foods, once you drink it down to being gone, you have gained a rank of that. So if I go back to the nest and level it up, if I choose the perk, then I will have the second, or rather the first rank of being able to digest mushrooms. Which what that does is it just simply makes it so that mushrooms make you a little less sick. Now, mushrooms and eggs both do, from the moment that you get them... Oh no, I don't think I intimidated him. I don't think he's very impressed. No, he's not impressed at all. Okay. Yeah, just by myself with nothing in my hands, that snack is not impressed. Fortunately, he is bonkable, so let's go. Bonk! I think that was enough to make my point. I don't think the snack laid any more eggs there. Nope, it didn't. But that's okay, I've got a couple here. That's why I set them aside, and I'm going to see if I can make it all the way to the water without this snack trying to eat me. But you can see it very rapidly drains the stamina, so every once in a while stop, drop them with R1, get your breath back, pick them up, and start moving again. I'm earning a lot of neuronal energy doing this, and I'm unlocking a lot of neurons as well. Basically, I'm trying to make this level count. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit of a hard journey, a slightly hard journey to bring our hull back to the water side where we want it, but it's worth it for what we earn. Okay, just a bit further and we're fine. Let them go. Now there is a small bug with carrying piles to places, and that is they will often forget where you left them. So whenever you bring a pile someplace, it's just a good idea to pick all the items off it and arrange it in a pile right next to it. That just makes sure that the pile you had doesn't respawn back where you initially left it. So I'm just going to do that for what we got here. Alright, I'm going to eat one egg, and the effect is going to be the same. Green nasty stomach. But drink it down, and I will have unlocked a neuronal pathway. Now, just because you can't, properly digest the food doesn't mean you don't gain some nutrition from it. You're just not getting the best out of it. So apparently I'm really thirsty. I'll just go ahead and drink up. Before I eat anything else here, I'm going to go back to the camp. And I'm okay going weaponless right now because the stalker's gone. And any existing threats that I know about them. And they're, at least for the moment, not inclined to bother me. So, back to the sleeping spot. Hello, babies. And let's take a look what we've unlocked. Nine. That's pretty good. Let's pop them all. Okay, so zygote food acclimatization basically means now we can raise up our ability to eat eggs. And that opens up the next slot to earn. Pop that, and that is mushrooms. Same basic deal. Okay, wonderful. So now we are a little bit better at eating eggs and mushrooms. Popping these. Okay, this one I want because that leads to much better productivity. So I'm going to unlock the mirror neuron. Once connected, it will be possible to ask clan members to mimic the grabbing of an item. Basically, you can go gathering. And if you can go gathering, you can, rack stuff up faster. Inspection of the quality of a food source faster, I'll leave B for the moment. It's not that important. And reaction time for both escapes and attacks, also not terribly important. Success rate for using a tool, not so much. That'll be useful. The carrying both hands will, you'll be faster while carrying something with both hands. So I'll go ahead and unlock that. Okay. And move on two legs just a little bit longer. Okay. So now, just so that you see about the moving on two legs, if you tap A and start walking, then you're walking on two legs. And each rank up you go with that, you can walk quite a little bit longer. My hope, my goal, is to unlock full bipedalism as early as possible. Now that is dependent upon a mutation, but I am confident that I can get said mutation by and by. I think I may already have said mutation. So, just every few meters, once I go back down onto Knuckles, I'll stand and start walking again. Now, I don't have this 100% confirmed, but it may be the case that while you're carrying, since you're on two legs, then you will be leveling up that as well. So now, let's go ahead and see if we can level up mushrooms and eggs the rest of the way. And as you can see, it's white stomach now, which means not as bad, doesn't hurt the tummy as badly. And you're probably going to have to eat a few more mushrooms and just drink the sickness away in order to fully do it. But to me, it's worth it. Now you'll notice as you eat the mushrooms that you get a protection against food poisoning. That's going to play into when I start to get used to meat. Just like to eat these things right by the water side, so that way I can very quickly drink the sickness away. Okay. Drink. Drink. Pretty soon, it should say neuron unlocked. Maybe I need one more. I think it'll happen this time. If not, there's more mushrooms nearby. Alright, good. So now I have unlocked the second rank of being able to eat mushrooms. I just have to put the neuronal energy to it to earn it. Let's do the same with eggs. And yeah, white upset stomach. Essentially, we're trying to max out this generation so that way we can get all the good stuff. And it's not really a problem if you put neuronal energy into things that you don't plan to carry over. You've still unlocked them, and you just need the neuronal energy to lock them in. But, you know, you get to choose what you keep when you change generations. And it's, you know, not a bad thing to have a range of things to choose from. Okay, I need more eggs. Thankfully, I know where there's another snake nest. Standing up here, switching over to sound. I'm not good enough at sound yet to hear it, but I know where there is another snake nest. And I know for a fact that definitely fewer than 8 eggs will get you to full-on egg eating. So yes, just past the mango tree. Let's bonk the snake. Bonked. That didn't go great, because I dropped my stuff. But it did get him to, you know, saw it off. So I'm going to go ahead, grab the eggs out of here, pile them up, and I'm going to try to make it back to the watering hole safely with these. I don't think I will have any enemies popping up in my way, but I 100% want to get these eggs back to the hole, back to the watering hole. So I'm still losing significant amounts of endurance as I go, but I'm moving a little bit faster, so that means, you know, I cover more distance for the endurance that I'm spending. As time goes on, and as you devote more and more training to the act of carrying two-handed items, you'll unlock neurons that will help you spend less energy and move still faster. So, brief rest stop. Pick up and carry. Another good reason for having gone to the Rocky Tarn Oasis is that it's another location that if you spawn there after an evolutionary leap, that after you do an evolutionary leap, you will spawn in a different spot in the same zone. And there are certain spots that are better to spawn from than others. When you discover a spot, actually unlock its traveling spot there. There's no fast travel in the game, but you know what I mean. Once you've unlocked it and observed it, then you have a better chance of spawning there after an evolutionary change. And Rocky Tarn Oasis is one of those spots that you can actually spawn at after an evolutionary leap. That being the case, it's a fairly easy trek back to the Tunnel Mouth Oasis, which is, you know, precisely something that I want. So basically, the more spots that you've opened up near to where you want to be, and it looks like 6 eggs was enough. The more spots you open up near to where you want to be, the easier it is to get there. Where that black smoke is coming from over there, that's a long distance. And it's over some pretty treacherous ground. You got roving packs of warthogs and hyenas, and they will mess up your clan. So it's just good to lower the odds that you're going to end up in a bad spot trying to get back to your little paradise here. Unfortunately, it's still terribly easy to lose the focus of where you've been, to lose the focus on the spot you want, so as time goes on, you'll unlock the ability to save more spots at once. But now, these two have opened up, and I'm going to earn them. So now, I can eat eggs without any trouble whatsoever. Eggs are now safe for me to eat. Same with mushrooms. Alright, 2 remain. I think this one is basically white meat, and this one is mammal meat. So, if we want to get up our white meat capabilities, then there are easy ways to do it. Now, white meat comes from snakes, from centipedes, from birds, and other such things. It's called oviparous flesh. But, you know what's a good source of oviparous flesh? Fishing spots. So I'm going to drop my rock, grab a sharp stick, and just look for these patches of grass that are fairly large in the water. I'm going to give it a sniff, because obviously you have to sniff everything to make sure it's safe. Excellent. So now it's a fishing spot. So poke, wait till splash, and I've picked up a crawdad. You do have to swipe it off the stick, and since our first time encountering a crawdad, we gotta sniff it just to see what it's like. And now I'm gonna eat. And just as I thought, crawdads are oviparous flesh. So let's drop this and drink that off. Okay. It doesn't look like drinking that off has earned me any better tolerance for eating oviparous flesh. So let's try a second fishing spot. There are several around this watering hole. Ah, we got a fish. Good. It's yet another reason that I like this spot so much. There are just so many opportunities for food around here. So much opportunity for advancement. So we sniffed a fish. Smell the fishy. Oh my god. Will you please? Good god, I'm a monster. I normally never kill this many tigers, kill this many cats on the first try. But hey, a kill is an evolution feat, and now that son of a gun is out of my problem area. So let's go ahead and sniff him. Black Machiridus. But I'm not going to bother chopping up his corpse. I don't need the meat. Let's eat the fishy. And I'm going to eat the whole fishy. I think you get 9 bites out of the fishy. I know it's easier to become used to oviparous flesh than it is to become used to mammal flesh. But let's just see. Nope, I can't unlock it, so that's fine. That's fine. I think I've accomplished all I wish to with this generation. And the first video was fairly long, and even when I chop this down, it's probably going to be about 45 minutes, so I'm just going to go ahead and lock in the final skills that I'm going to carry over. I definitely want the mushroom and eggs. The poison resistance I'm not so worried about. I definitely want the clan member mimicking option. That is important. And the group intimidation, I'll hold off for the moment in case there are better things. I want increased movement speed. And by the way, if you choose something that has other neurons dependent upon it, then it'll just tag those other neurons for you. Like this one is dependent upon all those other 3 there, so it just tagged them. So I want that, and I've got room for 2 more. Not that worried about this, but I think I would like group unity, so that has tagged off all of the reinforcements that I can do this generation. So, let's go for it. Skip. And now we're here. So there's going to be some deads, because there were elders. But if we go into evolution, we will see that all the mutations we got as babies are now at their ability to be unlocked on the next evolution. Now, this video is fairly long, so I would like to, I am going to cut it here. The next one is going to be us going for the second meteor. So let me just go ahead and sleep through till morning. And, you know, in between videos, I'm going to fix up the hovel just a little bit. I'm going to make things a little bit nicer around here. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Once again, I am Alex, also known as Solemnus Dracone, and this has been Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey. Thank you very much. Goodbye.